All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to our, August 5th Team Huddle. And wow, it is the beginning of the month. Well, we're actually on day 5. So many of us were at the Life for Leadership retreat. Just hearing lots of great information. And if you were on the Nation Zoom prior to this, you got to hear a lot of takeaways. We're going to do our own takeaways tonight we don't really have time to do everybody. So I just asked the leaders on our group to give their takeaways here in a moment, because I do like to keep these trainings to about 30 minutes, and especially since we just did an hour of our Nation Zoom. So I just want to say briefly a few things about the beginning of a new month. So when we have a new month, the first thing we want to do, and we generally do this at the very end of the previous month or day 1 of the new month, is we set our goals. And you need to set big goals, because if your goals aren't big, if your goals don't scare you, you're probably going to be lackadaisical in your work to do them, because they're not really big goals. So the bigger our goals, the scarier our goals, the more apt we are to do a little bit every day to reach those goals. So after you have written down your goal, and your goal just can't be in your head, you got to write it down, and you have to share that with your sponsor, so your sponsor knows how to coach you. Your sponsor knows how to run with you. So write down your goal for the month, and then make a plan with your upline on how you're going to achieve this big goal. And again, you have to write your plan down, because if you don't write it down, you're not going to really have a path to follow. So write the goal, write down your plan. And then once you have your plan, you want to break it down into small daily tasks, that you need to do to accomplish, to go along with your plan to accomplish the goal. And so what are your daily tasks? Your daily tasks are what we call doing the do. Doing the do is being in activity. And for those of us for some of you guys who are new, or even for some of us who've been around a while, we're really emphasizing the daily method for success sheet, because these are your daily do's. Every day that you work your business, things that we need to do in our business is on this daily method for success. This sheet is posted as a PDF on our Facebook page. So go save it to your computer and print it off and fill out one every day. And this will help you keep track. And so the one thing that I do want to say about the daily sheet, this just keeps you organized on what you need to do every day. Once you have a conversation with somebody, I lost my 40 faces sheet. Once you have a conversation with somebody, then fill out the 40 faces. Let me find mine. All right, here's a new one. So fill out a 40 faces. Once you have a conversation with somebody back and forth, then you put their name on the 40 faces, because it is 40 new faces that when we share the Arbonne opportunity and the Arbonne products with 40 new people every month, we know that that's what's going to move our business forward. So this is our daily sheet. And then when we have back and forth conversations with people, we put their name on the 40 faces, so that we can keep track to make sure we're having conversations with 40 people every single month. And so 40 people are going to be asking new people every single month, to try the products and to take a look at the opportunity. If you have big goals, if you have very big goals, on the daily method for success, down here it says 3 new asks, and this is to join your business, to host an event, to try a product, or to join the 30 days. If you have big goals, you're going to need to do more than 3 asks. Okay? If you have really big goals, 10 asks a day is not out of the ballpark. In fact, if you've heard a lot of the millennials speak at the Life for Leadership, or you've listened to any of their trainings, they will tell you that they did 30, 40, 50, 60 asks a day. Okay. And those are the people who are promoting in 3, 4, 5, and 6 months to regional and national vice president. So depending on what your big goal is, will determine on how many asks that you do a day. But if you're going to grow your business incrementally and just at an even moving up pace, following this sheet. But if you want to do it quicker, then the more asks you do, the quicker you're going to get there. All right, I have asked Tara George to train with us tonight. Tara rode with me the 5 hours to the Life for Leadership meeting, and then 5 hours back home. And so we had a lot of conversation going, and we had some great conversation. And Tara even says, I need to train on this. And I'm like, yes, yes, you do. I always enjoy and invite you to let me know when you have a great idea, some great material that you want to train on. So Tara, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, y'all. Well, thank you. I didn't know I was training first. So there's a rule, always be prepared. So let me turn my pages. Okay, so yes, 5 hours in the car. It's really easy to think about being in the car for 5 hours there and 5 hours back and think, oh my gosh, that's so long. What are we gonna do? We're gonna be so bored. Let me tell you, no radio on, just talking and chatting and catching up and, just speaking life and business, and it's great. The 5 hours go by fast. I think Kim would agree.
Absolutely.
So we got kind of tired of SoundClouds and going over our notes from the meeting, just because so much was poured into us. So we decided to look for some YouTubes or some kind of video training on like actual nuts and bolts. So we found this one. It was a millennial, and her name is Mariah Grunert. I'll post it. But anyways, I'm going to talk about the video because this millennial was on fire. She's 22, and she built to region in 4 months. And that's just, we were both like, oh my gosh, like how did that even happen? Because if you even think about our success plan and what it takes to, get to district in 1 month and then get to area. And then, it kind of takes a little bit of time, but she kind of laid it out exactly what she did and the spark behind her, the fire behind her. She basically said that she knew nothing about the business, nothing about the products, hadn't even tried any, and she was already building a team basically 30 seconds after she signed up. It was that quick. So ignorance on fire. Some of you are very new. Jonathan and LaShonda, I know you're back, but you're still new. So it was just a great training, and it's something that we can all use, even if we've been in Arbonne for 5 years, 10 years, or 1 year, or 1 minute. So basically what Mariah was saying was immediately after she signed up and got off a video call with her sponsor, she immediately started reaching out to people. It was in the evening, and she immediately just started reaching out. She put a post up that said, hey everyone, I'm starting a detox tomorrow. Who wants to join me? Very simple. It's something we all have said. And she immediately started getting messages in, but she didn't know that she was getting messages because she posted and was like, I'm going to bed. So basically that's all she did. And people immediately started messaging her, but she laid out a very specific plan as to what you do immediately when you sign up. And I'm going to call it the 8 and 2 rule, Kim. So basically what she did, she says, don't wait for your launch party. We've heard that this weekend. We've even talked about it in our team, but don't wait before your launch party to start working. What she did was she said, what we need is 8 ASVP or kit sales, and then 2 new business builders, 8 and 2. So that's all we need for the month, basically, and anything else is fluff, extra, bonus. So I kind of, I broke it down. I kind of calculated it all up. So 8 kits, y'all, right out the gate. It's good to have it right before that launch, but if you don't, that's fine. 8 kits at about 300 QV, that's 2,400 QV. And we all know that's only 100 away from our golden brick. And if you're just starting, 2,400, just you, that's district manager qualification. So first month. But if you're doing that, and then you have 2 brand new business builders that are teaching and training to do the same thing, they're also going to get that 2,400 or their brick. So 2,400 times 3 is 7,200 QV. Your district, and you're basically almost an area, like you're almost an area qual. So it sounds really simple, what she was saying, and it really is, because I think that we all overcomplicate it. And then when we sign up, we kind of have a moment of freak out, and sometimes that freak out lasts for 2 weeks until our launch party, and we don't do anything, and we don't reach out to anyone except for who we've invited to our launch. So basically the takeaway was, don't wait until your launch party to start talking to people and reaching out. And she was talking about, getting on her contact, everyone who was on her contact list, and shooting them a message just saying, if they commented especially, but just saying, hey, have you heard of Arbonne? I'd love to share what I'm doing now. That's all. No fluff, no paragraph long, no 2-minute voice chat. So very simple, just, hey, I'm doing Arbonne. I'd love to share about it. And, she had people who, read the message and didn't respond, or blew her off and continued to blow her off. So, but that's okay, because she was reaching out to, like Kim said, 50, 60 people a day. Do you think she cared? Do you think Mariah cared if only 5 people got back to her, or if 10 people blew her off? No, because she was reaching out to 60 people. Like, that's good if 5 people get back to you in one day. I mean, even on a good day, 3 people get back to you. So, yes, that's what she was talking about. Sorry, I had to turn page. Okay, and then the last thing that she was talking about after she, blew us away with this number game, and Kim and I had to keep stopping it every 2 minutes and jotting stuff down. But she said, when you're sponsoring, you are changing someone's life, whether they're a preferred client, a business builder. If they refer someone to you, you are changing someone's life. So instead of thinking about, oh God, I have to sell 8 kits in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, like, how am I going to do that? Like, we get really caught up in that. We get caught up in selling and the numbers. So what she said is, tie your sponsoring to the number of lives that you're going to change. So sponsoring 5 for a month is, that's kind of our standard goal. But you don't have to raise your hand, but who wants to change more than 5 lives in a month, every single month? Like, so if you're thinking about changing 8 to 10 people's lives this month and every single month, just think about that, how good you'll feel, how good they'll feel when they start changing others' lives as well. So that's it. Anything else, Kim? Was there anything else you remember that you wanted me to touch on?
No, I think that you covered it fantastically. So no, that was great. So 8 and 2, and we've kind of mentioned the 8 and 2 before in our getting started training. And so what we'll do over the next week or 2, we will do a new getting started training and record it and pin it. up on our team page, our region page. That way we can direct our new business builders there if we don't have a live getting started training going on that week. And we're gonna add the 8 and 2 in there into Cecilia's getting started training. That is what we work on while the launches, while we're waiting for the launches, which really means we're not waiting for the launch. So you get the launches when you sign up a new business builder, you get the launches on the books. They're going to write out their 100-person list. They're going to write out the 21 reasons why. And they're going to get their dream teams together. They're going to pinpoint their dream teams, and they're going to start working on the 8+2. And then when their launches get here, that's just in addition to what they've already done. And when we do getting started that way, when we get our new business builder started that way, they're going to be in solid district manager qual and possibly even finish district manager in 1 month. Okay. That Arbonne has allowed us the ability to do 6,000 over 1 month to finish district manager in 1 month. And area takes 2 months. You can't finish area in 1 month, but area takes 2 months. So you can see how you can get to regional vice president, in the 4, 5, and 6 months. So, it's quick out of the chute when we're getting started, because the more we lag, the less excited our business builders get about their business. New business builders are about their businesses. And we know by being in Arbonne, as long as all of us have, many of us have, that when you're in momentum, things happen quickly. You're excited. Business rolls really fast. So we want to get everybody started in momentum right out of the gate. All right. So now I want to open it up to the leaders that attended the Life for Leadership and just get some takeaways. So Brenda, I would like to start with you. Are you prepared to share a couple takeaways? Super. I can unmute you. Okay, you unmuted yourself.
Oh, well, it popped up. I think this was Gordon Frazier, and I loved all the speakers. It was wonderful. But he said something that really I'd never heard before. And he said, feelings are not fact. So if somebody rejects you or doesn't, or they don't answer you, or they don't want to be, you've brought them into the business and they kind of fade away, then what happens is we kind of get a feeling of, oh, geez, maybe I didn't do a good job. Maybe I didn't explain it. That's your feeling. And the simple fact is we're all given the same opportunity to grow, to grow this business, to work at it. Some choose to do it, some don't. So it really resonated with me. We need to separate those feelings from the simple fact that, this is a simple business, and some will, some won't. And that was a big takeaway for me. I love it. I've really learned to get my feelings out of it.
Okay. Thanks, Brenda. All right, let's see. Let's move on to, I'm just going to go from top. Stacy.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Stacy.
This isn't going to take very long, but one of the things I noticed that it was kind of a common theme is pretty much all of them talked about how hard it can be. I mean, this is a simple business in the fact that anyone can do it. We're given the right tools, but at the same time, it's going to be hard too. Some of the things that were said was nothing easy pays well. I mean, how many CEOs and, multi-million-dollar people, except for maybe they hit the lottery, do you know that just all of a sudden stumbled on some money and was like, okay, cool. I mean, you have to work. Nothing worth having comes easy. And then this one was, don't get caught up in the flashy and the shiny, get caught up in the hard work, the grit, and the resilience. And probably my favorite thing that was said was, see the value even when it doesn't pay off immediately. because it can be an uphill struggle sometimes. But I truly, the vision was painted for me this weekend, probably clearer than it ever has been. And I see the value, and I'm going to keep that right here when things get hard, and especially when I don't see it paying off right now. I see what it can be, and that's all that matters to me.
Awesome.
Exactly, Stacy.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. All right, Kelly.
Okay, well, I have a few things tagged here because I wasn't sure who was going to go before me and would steal all the best things. There was so much. There really was so much. And I'm not even going to define this. I'm just going to say Dana Collins gave us a quote, and she said, "You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future." So I loved that a lot. She also talked about, and I'm afraid I'm going to say this a little off, but she talked about when we're speaking about the business, there's a lot of bullet points that we have that we've all learned that we hear a lot. She talked about offering the opportunity, the Arbonne opportunity, to build a financial asset and to offer the opportunity as risk management. So those were words that I hadn't really heard put together quite in that way. That we're offering the business, we hear that a lot, we're offering the Arbonne opportunity as a business, as a side business, as a plan B. But it really is an asset because there's residual income. So it doesn't stop if we have an off month or we need to retire or we die. It's an asset. It keeps on giving and keeps on going. And then the risk management piece really hit home for me as well. Those are mine.
Excellent, Kelly. Excellent. Okay, Sherry.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there was so much. And I was sitting next to Eleanor in the first half of it. And we're like, oh my gosh, did you get that part? Did you get that part? So we're like, I can't write. And then I went over it when I got home yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to rewrite, there's so much scribbling going on. So Eleanor actually spoke about, I'm sure you were all on that previous call, and Kelly just touched on some of it. That was also, Dana, about the pension and the 401k. That really, for some reason, like those facts, not a fact type person, unfortunately, but those really like hit me hard, thinking about 4% of Americans have a pension. That's all. I mean, I knew I didn't have one, but I thought a lot of other people did. And the 401ks and all that stuff, and that there's 44 trillion people with still student loans. 1 in 4 Americans are in debt. 32% are in Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and half of them are student loans. So, I mean, I was like, oh my gosh. So all these people, and that's a perfect, like Peyton Scheibner said, I don't want to, she wanted to be, a nurse, right? I believe that's what she wanted to be. Yeah. And, she said, how am I going to pay this debt back? I'm going to work like 40 years to pay this debt. And so I started thinking about it. And so, Kim, you said if somebody takes your thing, kind of think about how will that affect or change what you're doing. I just think I can use those facts to quite a few people, because I know quite a few people that have a good job now that are in their 30s or, late 30s, but I bet they still have possibly student loans, because they went to school for a long time. So I just feel like, I have to sit there and think and make a new list just kind of based on this and kind of reach out to people that I hadn't thought of before. So I haven't really spent a lot of time on there, but I loved what Kelly just said, and of course Brenda. But one of the other things that Dana said was keep your skin in the game. We get into bad habits because we get comfortable. So true. That's totally me. Prevention. Spend a lot of time in that area because then you avoid a crisis. Hello, procrastination. And strong why. Yeah, the strong why is really going to move you out of your comfort zone. And I really think that, and always know your why, because it's always going to change. There was one other thing. Oh, don't shy away from the hard in your business. If you are not working hard, you are not deserving of what is coming your way. And too many people quit right before the payoff.
Absolutely.
Don't do that. Don't quit.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, Sherry. All right, Laura.
I'll unmute. Okay, there I am. Okay, oh my goodness, this is hard because I'm like, oh, nobody said that, and then Sherry just said it. So I'm trying. I'm trying to come up with something new. And that the don't shy away from the hard that Sherry just said, that, I got a lot out of every speaker that was there. It can be one day or it can be day one. And I know Ashley just talked a little bit about being stuck, and we heard that word, and she really kind of honed in on that word about being stuck. And I thought that was my life word last year, stuck. And I just came back pumped. I've already talked to 2 different people today about the business, and just, Kim, you told me, Laura, you can sell product all day. And I really have just been focused on that. And I just thought, this is such a gift. Why am I hanging on to this? I want other people to experience this, and not so much the products. And that's what I told both these people today. Just being there this weekend with all the people that were there, and just knowing how much just the fellowship and the encouragement and the opportunity. Yes, you get these awesome women that are encouraging you, lifting you up. There's no competition. Everybody is for you. And that doesn't happen in real life. So we've got this Arbonne bubble, and then just the great motivation. And I realized that I was stuck this year, and I did I focused on being a mom, and but I didn't focus on me, and I gained weight, and I wasn't, I didn't have goals that I was trying to reach, and it's just not fun. It's not a good place to be when you don't have something that you're working towards and working for. So I know we have all laughed about me getting my steps in and getting my lunges in, but just even little goals like that, just small goals that you can do every single day, just help. It's just one day at a time. And so if you have been in a period where you were stuck, just let it be day one, and just go from there. Have your goals written down. And you're just a better person, and your life is so much better when you've got something that you're shooting for, and when you can be just surrounded and encouraged and motivated and personal development. I just have a long list of people I want to talk to about the business. I don't even care about the products anymore. And Sherry looked, oh my goodness, what are you talking about? But it's the business. Everybody knows the products are great. And that's what one girl was talking, she was saying, oh yes, I should do this. The products are fantastic. And I'm like, it's not about the products at all. So anyway, I didn't really have a script from this weekend. I'm just speaking from my heart. So there you have it.
I love it. Thanks, Laura. Thanks. That's exactly what we all need to hear. All right, Claire.
Sorry, I have a monkey right here. I don't know how well this is gonna go. My takeaway, is that what we're talking about right now? My takeaway basically is I really didn't realize how
I need you to wait.
Like how much charitable stuff we really did with Arbonne. Like I said a long time ago, whenever I was in this, there was no internet stuff like this going on. So now that I know how it is, I was wearing this hat today, going through the drive-thru at McDonald's, and the guy was like, I love your hat. What's a fizz? And I'm like, I'm going to come back inside and talk with you. I will be back. And when it's not lunch hour and we're trying to get a Happy Meal for this crazy monkey child I have. But it was just, it's things like that. Like I just really emphasize we are our own billboard. When you wear the products, when you have them, people are going to ask you what's going on. Garrison wants to know. I mean, he's so excited and pumped about it all. But I just am so encouraged, and I'm so proud. I just say I'm proud of myself because Stacy it really wasn't that much of a push to try to get me to do this because I already knew what this business was about. I already knew it had been around for so long, and I knew I loved the people that I was with before, and I know how encouraging and uplifting everybody is, and that's something I need right now. I need a lot of help with that, and it's just it's awesome to know. I was talking with Tara, and we were eating breakfast, and knowing that she has 3 kids and is still able to do this kind of stuff, that is so inspiring to me. And like just learning everyone's stories, and like somebody said earlier, sorry, my husband's not here, so I kind of can't really. Anyway, yeah, really inspiring, very proud, so happy that I'm back doing this. Can't wait, rock and roll. Yay, everybody.
Thanks, Claire. I totally get where you're coming from. We totally get it.
Mhm.
All right, Angel.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Everybody, y'all hit all of the great points. It was really hard to come back home and not be completely pumped up to share this business. I think every one of them got me. I never grow tired of hearing Peyton or Noah. I'm a connection here. I'm hearing stuff. But can you hear me okay?
You're pretty good. Go ahead.
But Gordon really got me. He said, look at the people in corporate America. They're worn out, worn down, dissatisfied with the choices that they have in life, and that job security is a myth. And hearing that he worked for a Fortune 500 company, and to hear that he had everything monetarily that he really wanted, but he was so dissatisfied. And that hit home for me with my husband being in the oil field. When he's working, money is very good, life is very comfortable, but immediately it can be stripped away with no warning. It's not like a hurricane where it brews up. It's a tropical storm. It's more like a tornado. It can come out of nowhere. And that's kind of what we've been experiencing. And I feel like after this weekend and the long reflection of me driving home, I really got to revisit my why. And the oil field, my husband's in the oil field, and he's still almost 1 month in it, doesn't have a job. And that gets old. It gets old really quick hearing him call me and say, I lost my rig, or I lost my job, really, if you guys don't know what that means. And it's not serving us well. It's not serving him well, and we're not able to save anything. So if that's me, there's so many other people like that. There's so many people out there like Gordon Fraser, and so it makes it so easy for me to want to share this business now, because our bond does provide opportunities that the corporate world, or those jobs that we think are secure and stable, it is a myth. It is. And so another thing Gordon said was, every choice, every action, and every decision that we make is shaping our future. Every choice, every action, every decision is shaping our future. And so even today, what did you do today? And I have to ask myself this: what did I do to propel my business forward? So, we need to remember, what do we want to get out of life? Are we satisfied with where we are today in our businesses and in our life? Do we want to give more? Do we want to experience more? Do we want to be able to travel more and do more for our family, our immediate family that will never have the luxuries that we might have, and so it's going to be so much easier now. It is so much easier now to share this opportunity. And my chicken list, I don't even have a chicken list anymore. I'm pointing out my cardiologist's wife who has an amazing corporate job. I don't know so what if she tells me no or to get lost? Well, okay, but this is a gift. And my eyes were so open, even after 3.5 years of being in this business. This Arbonne opportunity is a gift. And so I'm just going to leave it at that. And I hope that you all got that too.
Fantastic. Thank you, Angel. And now we'll get to Brandon.
All right. Can everybody see me?
Yes.
Did I do it right? Okay. All right. So this was actually my first event that I've ever been to. And they talked about your comfort zone. So this right here is way out of my comfort zone. So bear with me. So I think it was Gordon. The thing I took away the most was the your self-worth. Due to Chris's corporate job, I work for corporate America, and we both, signed a contract but didn't really sign, and they basically told us, hey, this is what we think you're worth, now go do your job. So to me, Arbonne is something where you get to decide your self-worth based on how hard you really want to work your business. And Gordon talked about how he was sitting in traffic one day and decided this isn't what he wants to do anymore, to sit here and have to drive. He had no life. I mean, he had everything he wanted that he could buy, but other than that, he really didn't have anything. So he quit, just quit. And then he got calls for Arbonne, and he said no, and he turned it down and turned it down. And then one day he had to choose to go back to work. And he said he sat there, and their contract sat on his desk, and he just couldn't sign it. And to me, he was like, I can't sell my soul to the devil to work for corporate America. So he made a decision that he would rather sell lipstick. So when we left, I was thinking, man, I'm tired of working so hard for so little and not getting recognized for the efforts that I am putting into my corporate job. And not that I can just walk away right now, but I would definitely rather sell lipstick than do what I'm doing right now. So those were my takeaways.
Absolutely, Brandon. Absolutely. So, yeah. The Life for Leadership meeting was totally, totally amazing. And anytime we have the opportunity to go to a retreat, a meeting, an Arbonne sponsored event, a Discover Arbonne, anything that is in your area or within driving distance will pay dividends in your business. It will build your belief, create a vision much bigger and wider than you ever thought was possible for your business, what you ever thought was possible for you and your life. Because Arbonne is a vehicle, it's a vehicle to, live the life that we dream of. And I know sometimes when we tell people this, when we share that with people, they look at us and they go, what pie in the sky, what Kool-Aid have you been drinking? But when you go to these meetings and you see the people who are living the life that they are no different than we are, that they started out at the independent consultant level, and some of them have college degrees, some of them are successful, some of them, graduated high school, some of them, this, that. I mean, it comes from anybody can be successful at Arbonne. Anybody. You just have to have a strong work ethic and a desire to change your life and other people's lives at the same time. I mean, that's it. And you just go out and you do it. And the more you attend these meetings, so that just throws right in, we do have a impact tour coming up in Dallas. It's sponsored by Arbonne. It's going to be fabulous. We're going to have the new Christmas line there. You're going to be able to purchase the I Want It All because you signed up for at a special price because you signed up for the Impact Tour. If the Impact Tour is not in your area, look for Discover Arbonne's in your area, look for monthly meetings in your area, but get out there and go. You know, go get your cup filled up because there's nothing like, you know, being empowered and inspired by others who have decided to grab a hold of Arbonne as their vehicle to live a life by design. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who took the time, took their weekend, time away from the family to go to the Life for Leadership. Thank you to everyone who joined us tonight because you're joining us tonight to learn how to build your business, but also to get your cup filled and to feel the community and the tribe and the culture of Arbonne that we have here amongst our own team. So just in close, what I want to say is, you know, it's the beginning of the month. You know, work our businesses with purpose each and every day and get out there and talk to people, share with them these life-changing products and this life-changing opportunity because there is nothing out there like this. And we need to give people the opportunity to say no, you know, to say that they don't want it because they don't know what they're saying no to until we tell them about it. So take the chance and ask people to take a look at the Arbonne business. And there are going to be some people who will say yes because you guys are all here because you said yes. We are not so unique, so different that there's not any other people out there in the world, in our community, that is willing to say yes. We are just the tip of the iceberg. We have to go out and find those people, and the only way we can do that is by asking them. So thank you all again for joining tonight. Love you all, and I will see you guys next Monday night or Zoom. And always know you can text, call, box me if you need anything, need any help. Love you all, guys.
Love you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody, great training, Tara.
Bye.